All right, are we on? Did we get counted? Where's Pelham? Son of a bitch, someone stole Pelham. Oh. All right, so hopefully you guys know that we took over. Sorry, Rivals of Waterdeep, if we booted you off your stream. We probably saved some characters' lives, right? I mean, at the end is usually when you're going to kill them.
Yeah.
You're like, we got to wrap this up. You're dead, dead, dead. All right. So I am not going to be playing with the Girls Guts Glory crew.
What?
Die.
I didn't bring my dice. No, I did. I didn't bring my characters. No, I did. I don't have any good excuses. But we are wrapping up from San Diego Comic-Con today. We had a fun 4 days. A couple of you guys just got in last night, right?
Yeah.
As you notice, Kellen is missing her horns because I think she lost them at a party. So hey, if anyone was out at Comic-Con partying last night and you find some Dragonborn horns,
you get a special prize.
bring them to bait. We'll give you a free T-shirt. All right, and then a couple of you guys got to hang out. Erica, did you come to the party on Thursday?
Yes.
Yes?
And I died at the party on Thursday.
And you died at the party?
Yes.
Because the Slayer just went like straight through the heart?
Oh yeah, the bartender slayer.
Oh!
Hey,
Yeah.
that's the guy I met last night.
Oh.
Ayo.
So, and then we went out for some breaking of bread last night, and then you guys did Comic-Con right. So it's been fun, and we've had lots of fans. We've had tons of people come through the store. I think that somebody already called dibs on some of the artwork downstairs.
What?
So, yeah. So if you see anyone stealing artwork, we will know where to look.
I'll find you.
And actually, I don't know if you guys know Chris from Titmouse. They're an animation studio.
Oh yeah, they're great. I got a lot of friends
Yeah,
who
he
work
called
there.
dibs
Yeah.
on the neon, and he has the Titmouse RV down here.
Yeah.
So it'll
Yeah.
actually hold that in
The
there.
Dungeons and Dragons neon sign.
Yeah, that's going
Yeah,
to go in
it's cool.
Titmouse's studio now. So,
Could you say titmouse one more time?
Titmouse.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah, yeah. You gotta. The emphasis is on the mouse.
Yes.
Yeah.
They make the show Big Mouth and stuff. If you guys have ever seen it, it's a great show.
We also have for the first time, our Whiz Kids minis.
Oh,
What?
yeah.
Yes.
Oh, many
Kids.
Don't
There's no way you can see
Oh,
them, but
Justin.
We are.
You guys killed.
Mental plastics.
Oh my goodness. Oh, and we've even got a tribute to our missing dwarf.
I know, we got Ichabod right.
All right.
Couldn't be here.
Well, we thought San Diego Comic-Con was a lot of fun, so we're gonna, I think, do this next year. Bait was a great host for us. We did tons of fun stuff. We met everybody. We did the cool shirts.
Really cool shirts.
The fans have been great, and it's just far enough off Comic-Con where I don't have to go through the crowd. I don't like the crowds. And so it's nice being a little bit up right in the center of Gaslamp. So I think we're going to do this again next year. I really like having the people come in and stop in, like the gorilla from Rampage is a random one. He just started playing D&D a year ago, so if you guys want to get him in a game just to get him going. He said he's loving it, though. He said the problem is his friends don't want to play enough. So.
That happens a lot.
And then we had TJ Miller. Have any of you guys ever met TJ Miller? So he was on yesterday too. I did not know he is like a kung fu sword fighting and he's jacked. What did I say? That's the guy we're not. Oh, TJ Storm. That's a cooler name.
That's a cooler
but
name.
not as great as TJ Storm.
TJ Storm.
Plays D&D.
TJ Storm is like DM extraordinaire. Runs 3 games a week.
Wow.
In between all of his martial arts training and actually working. So how you guys?
He's
don't
a real life
sleep.
monk.
He's a real. Oh yeah, he probably is a real life monk.
Whoa.
Yeah. He or he could be an elf where he only has to meditate for 4 hours and get a long rest.
That's crazy.
I know, right?
Wow.
All right, so I don't know what you guys are playing, but I do know that Kelly's got some extra monsters back here from our Dungeons and Doodles, so she might throw those in on you guys. Have fun, everyone. Thanks for tuning in the last couple days. Thanks for tuning in today. Thank you again to our wonderful camera crew back there. You guys have been awesome. And they even rigged up a special cam for the dice rolls today. So we can get some dice rolls going and do
Where
it.
should we be rolling?
Right
Just
there.
if you want them to be seen, you can roll wherever.
Should you just roll one?
Did you get a 1? Oh, nice.
Right? If it goes on the instrument, then that's it.
Yeah. You got a nat 20.
Nope, no more rolls.
Yeah.
Don't mess it up. Stay right there. Don't mess up your mojo. Don't waste your good rolls. All right, so I'm going to bow out of their game. You girls, it's been fun. I will see you soon. I'm going to come down to LA soon. We will hang out. I'll come game over.
Yes.
Coming out.
Yeah, not in August. I'll do it before
Not
August.
so
Yeah.
it won't be there.
And then,
And you
yeah.
only roll advantage.
Yeah, I'll come play with you guys. Thank you guys so much for coming down. Really
Thanks,
appreciate it.
thanks,
I'm gonna turn over the dagger to you.
Oh gosh.
So-
Mine. The power is mine. All right. Yes, we're together once more. It's very exciting. Hey, you guys. I'm Kelly D'Angelo. I'm going to be your dungeon master today with Girl Scouts Glory. I'm really excited to be back together. For those of you who might know us or may not know us, hello. I think we should go around the table, and maybe you guys can just introduce yourselves as humans, but then also let the audience know what you're playing and your class and your race, and maybe even the levels. I think you guys are all at level 7 now. So...
You still
It's okay. A couple of us will all be leveled up soon.
I think we leveled me up last at Stream Many Nights.
Yes, I believe we did. But if not, hey, it's okay. Maybe you have your character sheet for 6 today. But we'll work on it. We'll work on it for 7. So yeah, if you guys want to go around.
Oh, great, I'm first. Where am I looking? Which one of you?
All of them.
Hi.
Yeah.
Hi. My name is Helen Coleman. I am playing Jornishka Theodrius, and I am a dragonborn barbarian. Very interesting. Without my horns today. So you can imagine, and fire. Great.
Hi, I'm Alice Gretchen, and I'm playing Rowan of Glen Hollyhock, a Forest Gnome Druid.
I am Kim Hidalgo, and I play Fauna Ivy Underbow, and I'm a halfling cleric, and I'm a kid.
13?
13, but in halfling years is like 11.
Yeah. And she's probably having a birthday sometime.
And I'm just Kelly, your dungeon master, the woman of many faces and creatures and characters.
Oh yeah.
Hi, I'm Erica Fermina, and I'm playing Lala Lemon Boots, your Pixie Ranger.
I'm Rachel Seeley, and I'm going to be Moira Muirin, your noble human paladin.
I'm Ali Gonito, and I'm playing Lilith Lucena, a tiefling bard, here at your service for healing and entertainment.
She has her auto harp.
Oh, yeah.
I do. I have my auto harp just in case I need to heal with healing songs.
Because that's how we roll with auto
Yes.
harp in hand.
Yeah.
And she's going to be providing a lot of music today. Where I'm going to be looking to her because the soundscape needs to be painted. You know what I mean? Nothing better than music
Live.
done. Live music. Oh. So, we can begin with that as you continue. There's sand all around you, whipping to and fro. It's sound first. There's no visual, but you can tell it's sand just from the sound alone. And complete blackness, darkness. Slowly, you open your eyes as if you're trying to peel them away, as if maybe they have been sealed shut for 1,000 years. It's this glue, it's this heaviness, it's exhausting, but you slowly open your eyes. As the wind whips around you for a moment, you are able to adjust. It's hard to see. It's gray yet tan. It's day but night. And you look beneath your feet, and you're standing on a pile of this sand, this very beautiful glistening sand. And all around you, almost in a perfect circle, is this storm. It takes a moment, you have to put your hands up, cover your face. It graces your eyes ever so often, almost as if the sand itself had been sitting on your eyelids for a while. You look left, just continuing to whip around. You look right, you look up. It's nothing but sand.
Sand in her throat. I mean, sand in her throat.
Sorry. Hoof. Lala. It's only you right now in the middle of this storm.
Just kidding.
You're looking around and you don't even know what it is. You feel it's almost calming, the sensation, but it's jarring too because the wind's but 60 feet away from you. If you step into that, who knows? You'll be torn asunder. Your wings will be shredded from your back. You would just become a piece of that sand, that gravel that's kicking around. Can I have you roll a perception check?
Um, 22.
22. Okay. You take a moment, you look around. You don't really remember where you were the day before. don't remember much, but what you do realize is that in this sand around you, 60 feet, almost perfect circle, there are other mounds nearby. Piles of something all around you. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna try to shout as loud as I can.
Okay. Roll a performance check. It's so loud and the wind is whipping so high that it's almost like your voice is coated in sand itself.
8.
8? You're screaming, but the voice that you make, you're small, you're tiny, and even as loud as you can be right now, the sound in itself is overwhelming, this whipping noise, this gravel. It takes a moment, as you're looking with that perception check, you sense that ever so slightly, this storm is getting closer.
Like it's closing in.
Like it's closing in. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna try digging myself into the sand a little bit.
Okay.
Just to secure my...
You go into the sand. You take a moment. You hide.
I'm basically gonna just pop my head up above the sand.
You pop your head out of the sand. You're in a cup. In the middle of a bar. A tavern. Loud noises. People all around you. There's jovial music. People are drinking. But nobody has a face. All their faces are washed off, almost muted.
Have I been drinking this whole time?
However, you feel like this bar is familiar. Like you've been here a long time ago, maybe.
But I can't see anyone's face.
Not right now, no. You're just in this little cup. It's loud, it's chaotic, it's crazy, but it feels familiar. It smells familiar.
Do I see anyone, any shape that looks like my friends?
In terms of the party that you've been adventuring with, no, but you do see somebody from a long, long time ago. Someone from your past, someone who was your only friend, off in a corner, drinking at the tavern that you guys used to go to, meet up with secretively to try to avoid the wrath of your hometown.
Well, I'm gonna shake whatever liquid is off my wings. I'm gonna try to fly over to him.
Okay. You do so as you fly nearby, and it takes a moment, and though you can't see his face, what you can see is his body. You would know that body out of anyone. It didn't even matter if you couldn't see his face. And as you kind of zip close to it, you take a moment, and you feel yourself almost slow down in time as you try to approach him. Slowly, slowly. And as you get closer, your eye's able to adjust around the corner of his shoulder, and you actually see yourself. A younger version of you. As you're watching a very familiar scene, the last day you ever saw him.
I'm freezing.
You're frozen. You feel yourself pulled back, but there's some sort of barrier there that's not allowing you to go forward.
I'm just watching. I don't know what else to do.
Takes a moment. You hear your conversation. So, Lala, if you don't mind, I'm going to be playing him, and I want you to go back into your past self in this conversation that you had with him, the last one, and I'm going to play it.
What is this?
Oh my gosh.
Prickly.
The flashback episode.
I love it.
Are we on the other side?
We're not here.
So I'm...
So you already came into this bar. At this point, you were solid drinking, and you guys have been meeting for some time. It's been really lovely. He always buys you a drink, and you pretty much talk to him about your hometown a lot. You're just discussing how guilty you feel for stealing, and he's always trying to tell you that you don't have to take any more. Like he's going to try his best to make sure that you're comfortable. But even so, there's this pained expression almost on him, like he wishes he could see you more. He wishes that you weren't so in the shadows all the time, because you barely make yourself known to him unless you want to be.
Yeah. You know, it's
think I'm going to have to go.
What are you talking about? Are you tired? Do you need food? I can walk you.
No, it's you know, the reef is constantly looking for me. I can't keep getting you in trouble.
Hey, I'll take it. He kind of kicks his feet up on the table. He's wearing those really warm shoes that he always wears that are really annoying that you've been trying to get him out of. Like, you promised to make him new shoes or steal him new shoes, and he just refuses. And he has his feet kind of kicked up, and he goes, listen, I know that that this is kind of against a lot of wishes, but just know that I'm always there for you. And that sound echoes, always there, always there, always there, as you can kind of feel yourself getting encompassed in darkness once more. And you hear the sound of whipping sand all around you. So, Dranishka.
Oh, yes, darling.
You wake up and you stand and you are just covered in the sand, and there's this sandstorm all around you. Similar experience, but you look around, left, right, you don't remember anything or why you're here. Can I have you roll a perception check?
I guess so, darling. I don't know. It's been a long night. Oh, don't like that teacher. I just went. Yo!
11. Okay, you're there. You're looking around. You swear you feel something, and you look up and past, and you can't see what it is, but you swear there was something around, something moving, but you're not certain what it is. You look up, whatever is up there, that storm, it's a solid 120 feet high. It's very high up, but it's almost like you're in a cylindrical tunnel of some sort, and you don't know what to do. What do you want to do in this situation?
Well, breathe my fire through the sand to see if I can burn it away.
Okay, so you want to go up towards the wall.
Yes.
It just like disperses,
Yes.
as if there's some sort of barrier. It didn't even go through it, didn't cut through it, it just stopped.
That happens sometimes. I guess I can't go up. Can't go through.
No.
I go down.
You go down?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going down.
So you're a little confused. It's a little jarring and disorientating. Even when you turn left, you don't know which way could be right or left or up or down. It's hard to gauge which one's which way. So there's nothing more solid than the ground under your feet as you just start to like dig, because unless you wanted to sit, but right now you're feeling the urge to go somewhere. So you begin to dig down and dig down and dig down. It takes a moment, you're covered in sand, and it's almost scary. It's almost like you're worried you can't breathe. But then suddenly, as you dig down, almost as if gravity itself had flipped upward, your head pops up. And you swear you hear the sound of water. And the scent of like stale seaweed. And you hear chains being dragged somewhere. And your head looks around, and this is a familiar looking boat. This is not your boat. This is somebody else's boat. You've never been in this area of this boat. At least that you recall, because you actually see in the deep far corner a familiar face.
Oh, God.
A friend, lost, dwarf, in the corner, just sitting there, kind of twiddling his thumbs, maybe rolling some sort of ale, just finished it, it's kind of taking a deep breath. And the door cracks open, light piles in, and you walk down. The first moment that you met him. If you remember, you were on a ship and you walked in.
Yeah.
And you're just witnessing you and him.
Meeting.
Just a moment, the first moment you met, talking. Can we see what that looks like? Because we actually never got to see it.
Well, yes, but for me, I'm hard to break through, so I walk down and
Excuse me. Miss,
you.
if you don't mind, do you mind helping me move this barrel? It's a real heavy barrel.
I mean, okay, no one else can, I'll do it.
Oh my gosh, you're so tall and strong. And he just takes a moment, and he forgot that he said this to you, but like his mouth, like a little drool.
I am tall and strong.
Yeah.
Thank you
If
for
you don't,
noticing.
I bet you could move a lot of barrels.
I belong to.
Yeah. My face is real red because I've been moving them all day. My name's Walton.
Branishka, I don't really do handshakes.
You don't do handshakes? What do you like to do? I'll do that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Maybe I'll show you later. But not now, I don't know you very well. Okay, I'll help you.
So you go over, you remember this, you were inside of this kind of like
Yeah.
stowaway, you were investigating the ship, you had
Yes.
disappeared for a bit, and you were helping him like move barrels and just essentially evaluate and discover this ship. So take a moment and awkwardly help this man you do not know move barrels of ale for a while. And the conversation, it was only a couple minutes, but the first conversation, you guys are pretty much having a subtextual conversation about barrels and what they mean to you. So it's like, so just so you know, this barrel is real heavy, but when you can break through this barrel and get the ale inside, it's got a lot of life in it. There's a lot of passion in the barrel. There's a lot there.
I can relate to that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, sometimes the sweetest ale is inside,
Yes.
and then it flows free.
It's aged. It's pretty old.
How aged? It's not that old.
It's a middle-aged barrel.
It is not middle-aged barrel.
For me, it's a middle-aged barrel. For me, it's
We're
middle-aged.
talking about your barrel.
My barrel.
I thought we're talking about my barrel.
My barrel really wants to make other barrels one day.
Oh, okay. I've never thought about that before. No one's made me want to think about that before.
Well, sometimes I think about how if a really strong barrel was made with another really strong barrel, how they'll make stronger barrels together.
But wouldn't that big strong barrel crush your barrel if put on top of it?
Not if the weight is distributed.
So you want to have a brewery one day and churn out other barrels?
Big smile, big dwarven smile just across his whole face, that grin that he makes where his cheeks get rosy. And then suddenly everything in the ship gets dark, almost as if someone's closing that door, that light.
No.
And you're watching from literally popping out of one of these open barrels, and you just feel everything fade for a moment.
He died.
Lilith, you wake up, and it's like, like you cough it up, and it goes forward like in a poof of ash and dust. Similar situation, this whipping around you, this sensation. What do you choose to do? And before you do that, I actually would like you to roll a perception check, because that's important. One.
I told you not to use that die.
Okay.
You're fine.
As you're looking around, suddenly, whatever the sand was that you're able to see in a moment, something goes in your face and you feel it strip across your face. You're blind, like you can't see anything suddenly. It hurts, it's painful, the sensation of this blindness. You feel it though, like there's a blindness that's not even blindness of the eyes. There's like a blindness that goes deeper, almost as if it's not just against the actual eyes and the grains of your lids. It's going deeper. It's going into your sockets and then into your head, and there's this just blindness. Like you feel blind.
Like I can't even access my memories.
No, there's a moment where you're just nothing, and then suddenly
I'm used to it.
you can open your eyes once more, even though you feel strange, like that pain was beyond whatever sand could do. You look around you, and though your eyes can adjust to darkness, it's dark. Like, this is true dark. You're not certain where you are suddenly. But then you smell it, and then you know what that smell is. That smell of burning flesh. The scent of lava.
My home?
Molten lava, your home.
Well, I can't see anything.
No, you just know where you are in terms of
And
scent.
I'm still in the sand.
Roll a secondary perception check to see if you know where you are. Being blind, which is actually going to have disadvantage.
14.
14 and one more roll to see that disadvantage, hun.
So 15.
Did you roll twice? One more time?
13.
13, okay. You can't feel sand, but you feel like you're grabbing onto something, and it's grainy or it's crumbly. Like there's something crumbly beneath you, and you don't know where you are, but the smell is familiar. But then you hear it. The voice of somebody from your past, a very important person of your past. A unicorn. You wouldn't not know that voice. Like, and there was only one time that he ever tried to come down. And that was the last time you had seen him. Before he was destroyed. And you hear this conversation, this final conversation the two of you guys had. But you cannot see him. You only hear it. Step into that real quick. I refuse. I'm going and you will not stop me. I will not allow your people to make suffering of this capability. I need to do what's right.
I understand.
The fact that you understand means that you have come a long way from your past. It has been hard for me as a creature of my abilities to even show this sort of love to a creature. My proximity to anybody tends to be my demise. And I go in knowingly.
Will I see you again?
No. But I'll see you. Anyways. The blindness consumes, and the sound is deafening, whatever that sound is that he had created in that moment, and just this jet fast kind of ricochet that he had made his way into the Underdark. And suddenly you can see again. But you don't see him, you just see home, and you hear screaming, and you hear pain, and then it's darkness. Okay. Fauna.
Oh no.
Ready to cry?
I almost did, but I did not.
You wake up, sand in your mouth mostly too. It's kind of in your crevices in your ears. You have to kind of dump it out either way, like a kid on a beach.
Do I remember how I got here or what's going on?
You have no idea. You don't even know if you're here, but you just know that this is what's real right now. The sand, this tunnel, this cylindrical shape. Can I have you roll a perception check, please? 14. It takes a moment. You're able to kind of gauge that there's a sandstorm around you. It's pretty high. It cuts off. The shape is odd. The shape is odd. The shape isn't a perfect cylinder. You're able to catch that it kind of shapes in this like almost concave. And as you look up and you see this concave, you see a shadow quickly appear above it and then just dissipate. No knowing what that shadow is. You catch around you, there's mounds. Just mounds of kind of compiled sand. What do you want to do?
Can I try and send a message to someone?
Sure.
I'm going to cast Sending.
Okay.
And I gotta send a message to Lala.
Okay.
And just say, Lala, I'm in sand, what's happening?
Lala, you hear that, you wake up. This is directly after what you just experienced in the bar. You wake up, you come out of the sand, you look, you see Fauna standing there.
Lala, What's happening?
I don't know.
Say
I have no idea. Do I remember my dream?
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen anything?
No, I woke up and I'm covered in sand.
I'm gonna fly over and I'm just gonna hug her face. Whatever is less interesting.
Should we get out of here? I'm scared.
I don't know how.
Can I try, something? Can I try casting banishment on us
Banishment? Okay. Take a moment.
to the fairy realm?
Yep. You focus. Something is stopping you. Something is not allowing the spell to be activated. You don't understand why. That makes no logical sense.
It's not working.
Can I have you roll a perception check, Lala, now that you're here for the second time?
Ooh. 23.
Okay. One thing you notice now, having woken up again, the shape of this is very odd, and this sandstorm is even closer than it was before. Like, you had 60 feet. It's now like 30, and suddenly in the sound of, you don't know why you didn't hear before, but in the sound of this whipping, there's a voice happening. There's a voice. You can hear a whisper, a voice of some sort, but you have no idea what that is. And you're just catching it now.
Can I recognize the language?
What languages do you speak?
Common, Elvish, Sylvan, Troll, Draconic.
You speak Draconic?
No, you cannot tell what it is. What do you speak, Fauna?
I speak halfling and elvish.
Okay. No idea. There's a voice though.
Fauna, how did you find me?
I sent for you. I did the sending spell.
Do you have the sending stone still?
I never had it. I think Moira had it.
Moira. Guy alone, probably?
I think we got it back somehow, but
While you guys are figuring this out, Rowan, you wake up. You look around you. Sand's whipping everywhere, nothing around but you, standing in this strange shape. Can I have you roll a perception check, please?
9.
9? You don't know where you are. You don't know how you got here. You just know that the sand is tumultuous, and if you even try to go near that sandstorm, you might just get whipped away, little you. It's fast, like 60 miles an hour plus. So, as you're looking at this and you're experiencing this strange world, what do you want to try to do?
I'd like to roll Arcana on this sand.
Sure. You like start pedaling through it and you start rolling an Arcana check.
15.
15. You take a moment, start sifting through it. This isn't enchanted by any means. Like there's no spell cast upon this. Like when you look and try to see any sort of thing, it does feel weird though. Like the grain of the sand doesn't seem natural. Can I have you roll a nature check?
21.
21. Knowing sand, being a druid, being very familiar with all things terrain-based, you take a moment, you know that the sand does not match with the sand that is whipping around you. You know that the grains are of different colors, and as you look at the way that the cycling around you is occurring, there's actually almost a perfect sort of distribution of sand.
Ah, what was the name of it?
Hello! You take a moment, and as that nature check is so high, you not only notice that this cyclone's happening, but what you're noticing is that the sand is twisting, falling perfectly. It's not going up. It's going down.
I look down. What do I see?
What am I standing on?
Ton of that sand, and it's all this it's like this beautiful tan sand that isn't like that gray sand or the black sand you see or the white sand that's whipping around you. It's this beautiful tan sand. Tan sand.
I'd like to produce a flame and crash it into the sand and see if I can make glass. And if so, what I can see through the glass.
Okay, take a moment. You cast that, it licks away. The fire licks right against the sand, almost as if you can't cast anything on it.
I go up to the wall and I gently touch just a little finger.
You go up to the storm. Okay. You take a moment. You put your hand through it. It feels cold. And you take your hand out, your hand is missing. It's just off. And you take a moment.
You just lost your hand? You just lost the hand. Like that.
Wait, what?
Bye.
Clean cut. Clean cut, not bleeding.
That's what happens
Seared
at
off.
Comic-Con. I lose my horn, she loses a hand. Ladies and
It
gentlemen.
adds character.
Which one did you lose?
My left.
Your left.
Oh, you're a right-hand caster.
Good, because that's not the one holding your thing.
Right. Okay. Am I in any pain?
No. It was just cold, and you feel this coldness in the hand. But it's evening out again.
Oh my goodness.
I sit down on the sand and I'm just trying to breathe.
Okay.
I brush the sand.
Okay.
I'm seeing it going down.
Yeah.
I start brushing gently, scared to go anywhere near the edges. Just brushing very gently.
Okay. So you're slowly starting to carve your way into the sand.
I'm making a little sandcastle in my shock.
Great. So as you build that sandcastle for a little bit, Moira, you wake up and the layers of clothing and your everything you have is just doused, and you essentially get the big pile. You get the golem-sized sand amount just coming off of you.
I hate sand.
Yes, and it's in your hair and it's in your
gross
eyes,
and it gets
and
everywhere.
you feel that weight in your eyes, and it's so heavy and it's so annoying because it's like, is it the sand? So you just keep digging at your eyes, and sand just keeps coming out of it, and it's like never ending almost. It takes a moment. You feel better. You feel like you can see, and you see the familiar sight that I have described before, but new to you, that cyclone, that whipping wind, this strange color and palette and sand beneath your feet. Can I have you roll a perception check?
16.
Okay. With a 16, you can see that there's 60 feet around you right now. There's this kind of multicolored channel of some sort that you're standing in, sand beneath your feet, but you swear you see beyond this cone a dark shadow whip around.
I'm gonna shout at it. Hello?
Roll a performance check.
Very performance-y. Oh! Dirty 20.
Dirty 20? Okay. It takes a moment, and you just say it to a shadow. But you swear in the distance you hear a voice. You hear something. Like something, so there's a noise, there's like an echo of something. What languages do you speak?
Common and Sylvan.
You don't know what it is, but that sound almost sounded like a shout back.
An answer.
There was an answer.
I'm going to take out one of my javelins and try and poke at the cyclone because I want to see how fast it's going.
Okay.
And if it whips away from me, then I'm not going to try and go through it.
Sounds
But
good.
I want to.
You take your javelin, trying to understand if you can go through this. Push your javelin in, doesn't get whipped away. It just kind of goes into it.
Okay, I'll bring it back.
Half your javelin's gone.
Well, fuck that. I'm not going in there. I throw the rest of the wood stick into the cyclone and go, well, fuck. And then I want to see if I can go, and I'm going to start digging into the sand to see if I can find a bottom. If there's anything under there.
Yeah. So you begin to dig through the sand. Dig, and you dig, and you dig, and you dig. And suddenly the sand caves in on top of you from where you were, and you're in darkness.
I'm going to pull my cloak around my face.
Yeah, because you're just trying to cover it and not get drowned. Takes a moment. You look around you. You're in your dining hall. Back home. Everyone's faces are muted. You can't see anyone's face. But you know home. You would know you're here in a heartbeat. The light seems to be almost faded on the peripheral of your vision, almost as if there's darkness on the cuffs of what you're seeing. And everything is beautiful, glistening white. The mithril plates are everywhere. There's a long table spread food. You know what this is. This is your wedding feast. And you wouldn't forget this moment. This is probably one of the most important moments of your life. Almost on cue, you turn your head to the right and you look. Can I have you roll a perception check real quick?
That's a 1.
A 1? You almost don't want to look, but you can't help it. Had you had more resolve at this moment, maybe you could have withstood it, but you look to your right, and though you cannot see his face, you see yourself walking in your wedding garb, alongside your lover, your husband, Elaine. Happiest moment. You guys get showered in these white lilies, and it's just gorgeous. And the feast and the table lights up, and there's music, and there's activity, and there's fun. And Moira, you tend to be pretty firm in your resolve, but you felt like a schoolgirl this day. You felt like there's just something that freeing about this moment that you miss. You miss feeling this way with him. And you're just witnessing it. Can I hear a little bit of the conversation you guys were whispering as you were walking in to sit down at your dining table?
I'm so happy.
I still can't believe you asked to marry me.
Why did you say yes?
It's one of those things, I was nervous because you're just so...
What?
You're just so much what I wish I would be.
What way?
Powerful, kind, fearless. Will always fight for others.
We're already married. You don't have to flatter me, sweetheart.
And he takes you with that hand and holds you. And he's like passing you now behind you. Like you're looking and you're like on this chair and you're just following.
Can I reach out and touch him?
Do you want to try? Okay, so you reach out that hand. As you do so, time almost slows down as you try to reach. Like you can't move your arm within a certain parameter of him, and you feel yourself almost freeze up as you're trying to reach. So there's this frozen you watching a vision of what once was. But the tail end of the conversation is heard. I've never been happy. And I would give my life for you.
And how are you?
We'll never lose each other.
No.
I'll always be there. So let's celebrate the start. And you guys walk over. Suddenly, the partying and the music and the dancing almost becomes sickening as you're just almost witnessing this kind of shaking, this almost crystal ball-like sensation as you're suddenly brought into darkness once more. Rowan, you're still building that sandcastle.
Handless Rowan.
Slowly. Can I have you roll a secondary perception check as you're building the sandcastle, please?
8.
8? Yeah, you're just building this castle, and you're building it, and you're building it. The thing that you find most uncomforting is the fact that nothing is changing. You feel like you've been here forever? For a minute? You don't know how long you've been building this castle, but every time you build it, it feels like you have to build it more. And and you just keep building this castle and building this castle. Let's go back to Lala and Fauna.
I don't know what to do.
I don't know either.
Should I send a message to Drunishka?
If that's how you got me here.
Okay, I could cast sending to Drunishka too.
Okay, Dranishka, after that experience, from one of the mounds, you burst forward, having just like, almost felt like you were awoken from like a very long sleep.
Am I drunk?
No, you are stone cold sober, unfortunately.
I'm just asking Fauna.
Oh.
Drunishka, what is happening? I'm really
I
scared.
don't know, I just saw Walton.
Walton?
Yes.
Where did you see Walton?
It was like I was watching myself re-meet him and we were talking about the barrel babies.
Did you talk to him?
I was talking about having barrels. You know what that means. It was when I first met him on the boat and I was helping him move things. And I was happy and I didn't cry because I was seeing him and then now he's gone.
How did you see him?
I don't know.
Janishka, I saw someone from my past too.
What? Like, how come I not see
You have to go down. Did you go down? Did you dig down in the sand?
I dived right into this.
Do you want to
I'm
go?
gonna start burning myself.
Burrowing.
Well, we come back. We came back and she found us. So what?
But we found a... I don't...
She'll be fine.
You start to dig.
Hey, if you get lost, do the same thing you just did.
Okay, can I
Find
only
us.
do it one more time though?
Oh crap!
Can I... wait, Fauna, I'm gonna tie...
Tie something to
I'm
her.
gonna tie
Yes.
the end of my rope
Yes.
to,
Okay.
around her waist.
Okay.
Janishka, help!
Okay, I'll hold it and you go down.
Okay. Okay, I'm also gonna cast.
I'll tie it around my waist because I don't move, so it's around you. And it's around. Wait, your rope? My rope.
I'm gonna cast.
My rope. I have a traveler's back. You're right. Your rope goes here.
I'm just gonna cast guidance on myself too for
Okay,
an
just
extra
to
boost.
but boost yourself up a bit.
Yeah.
Okay, so you start to dig,
I just want to see.
and you start to dig,
I want to see like.
and you start to dig, and then the sand covers you, and you just keep digging, and you just feel that rope go further and further, and it gets to a point where you had probably been digging for a while, and you're just in the sand, and you're constantly going through this darkness, and you just keep digging as you guys are guiding with her in the sand, but trying to pull her away from where that cyclone is, and just digging and digging. You don't know how long this lasts, but Fauna, nothing's happening.
Pull me back up. I don't like the sand.
I feel a tug and I start pulling her back.
Okay. Easily enough, she comes out.
That was gross, and nothing happened.
Nothing happened for you.
No.
Can we get any of the other babies?
Yeah, I could call one more person. Who should we call?
Well, who has magic power in case we need it?
Rowan. I could call Rowan.
Call Rowan.
I call Rowan.
You call Rowan. There's no Rowan.
Is that no Rowan?
You can't call Rowan right now. You don't know why. You don't know where she is.
No. I
So
used
she's
my
used
last
her last-
standing.
I mean, do you have any?
I have silence.
Silence. That's whispering man, or whispering voice.
Well, does anyone? I haven't heard any voices.
Can I have you roll another perception check, Junishka, now that you've woken up out of this? I believe in you.
Oh, why these nines? So 10, right? Perception. Yeah. No, 11.
11? Yeah, you don't really understand. You just know you're in the same spot, but now with two of your friends here. You guys do feel though that like something's happening. Like there's a change. You can't understand what it is, but there's been a slight change. Lala, you kind of caught it when you were looking around, almost as if the walls are pressing in, or as if something's happening. Just there's a pickup to speed with the
Of the twirl.
yeah
Sand.
yeah.
Place.
Something's
This is what you
happening.
Am I awake yet, or am I?
No.
So, I've only brute force, basically fire. We tried that. I tried, by the way. I did fire breath in the sand. Nothing. It spread. Nothing happened. I have drums. Can we play some music?
Can I
Okay.
cast guidance on them too?
Sure. Yeah, you do it.
I'm
Cast
just
guidance.
gonna cast guidance on you guys.
For a minute, you guys have a little bit
You
of.
have a little extra. You can roll a d4 extra.
Hunting crap. What do I have? I mean, I'm going to. Who is it? Do you have Lala? Do you have your arrows? Have you tried to shoot through and see what happens? Has anyone stuck anything through the walls?
How fast it's moving?
But has anyone tried to touch the walls of this thing?
I haven't touched it.
We don't know. Not this one.
No, you
I'm
don't.
not getting anywhere near that thing. I'm gonna get.
I mean,
blown
I
away
did
so
fire,
quick.
but all right, I gotta stick something in it. So I'm going to. I have a staff. I just have to. I mean, I wouldn't
Okay.
know anything.
Yeah, that's true.
So I
you
did
take out
fire.
your staff.
Yeah, and I'm going to try to. Yeah.
All right, you do so, and you're expecting it to go like this, like to whip you.
Yeah.
Just comes out, and it's like completely cut off.
But it wasn't my arm. That would be really dumb if someone put their arm in there. Wow, this thing's so powerful.
Are you like feeling okay? Are
Yeah,
we
you guys
feeling-
feel.
Okay.
You feel odd, but like you feel fine. Like you're not hurt.
I'm gonna cast Primeval Awareness.
Okay.
Oh, I
So-
have feral instinct. Oh wait, no.
For
Yes.
1 minute,
Mm-hmm.
I can sense whether the following creatures are present within 1 mile of me, and those are either aberrations, celestials, dragons, elementals, fae, fiends, or undead.
Oh,
You sense
a dragon.
a huge, beautiful something celestial. And it's like up. It's like a mile away on the cusp of your vision. It's big, whatever that is, but you sense it.
What do you find?
You can also sense undead. In a nearby mound of one of those mounds of sands, you sense an undead.
Does it feel familiar?
You don't know, but you sense an undead.
So, wow.
What do you feel?
There's a very large celestial.
A nice one?
Unclear.
I have uncanny sense of and my primal path. No, that's my eagle eye vision. If I don't know if this helps, but I can see up to a mile with no difficulty. Can discern fine details more than 100 feet away. Dim light doesn't impose. Just so you know in exact language.
You have a
And
feeling.
a danger sense, uncanny sense when things aren't as they should be. So do I feel if this guy is up on the up and up?
I'll say for a moment you like focus your eyes past a very big sandstorm.
Try.
You try, and Dranishka, you try also to sense if there's danger, and the answer is yes, it's everywhere. Like you feel like this cyclone is very dangerous.
Seems about right.
Yes.
My staff got
Make sure you just like
circumcised.
Yeah, she's
squatting
just standing
on
there,
this.
and she's like thinking hard. Yeah, like that.
Also, I sense an undead somewhere.
In undead.
Undead
And the
around.
celestial.
I don't like. Maybe it's Mr. Bubble.
Can anyone talk to their gods? I don't believe.
Yeah, I'll try. I'll pray to Lathander.
Okay. See if you get anything.
Lathander, help me.
Can I have you roll a percentile die?
Yes.
Yes.
I could be swayed to like him. if he
Things have
looked.
happened once in a great while. People have rolled really well on percentile die.
Oh, not so good. That's 30.
So you take a moment and you pray,
Lathander.
and you feel like your voice almost gets caught up in the sound of this storm, and it feels like it almost can't, like it almost like wherever this is, it's so hard to reach him, wherever you're placed.
I'm losing hope, guys.
How high is it now? If
It still seems like it's the same size.
Did you try to fly up?
Don't get lost in the
Into
wind.
the storm.
No. Storm is around us, not up. Yes.
Oh, how high up? is
120 feet up, it looks like it kind of stops at. Almost like there's it's almost like concave.
But it doesn't close off.
It kind of, it peters up, and there's a roof.
Oh, there is a roof. Don't go up.
Kind of
there.
like this.
No, don't.
Don't do it.
No,
How do we?
thank you.
What if we all went down together?
We can try it.
At least we wouldn't lose each other.
Okay, you hold my hand. You hold my hand.
Are we doing it for
Can
you?
we just
She's-
tie a rope to each other and also hold each other?
Yeah.
Just in case.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or do you want to be in my pocket? I got one
Okay,
somewhere.
let's all just get tied together. All right, spur one together.
I'm with my claws
Okay.
I'm driving.
You guys are starting to burrow into the sand, and you guys do so. You all get into the sand, and you feel like you hit something in the sand, and you feel like you hit it, but it feels like bodies.
Oh!
As you had apparently dug your way and hit some bodies of something, and you slowly climb back up. Out from the fear of that.
I want to grab one of the bodies.
Okay, you grab one of the bodies.
I'm bringing it up because I want to see who this MFR is.
Okay, so you take a moment, you grab the wrist of this body.
Yeah,
you
because I can always
drag
push it back
it.
down or burn its face off.
You
It's
drag
fine.
it up and out, and you slam it strong onto this like the bed of sand
Yeah, and I
before
pin him
you.
down.
You
Pin
pin
him
it
off
down.
or down.
Yeah, you pin it down. It's Lilith. Stone cold asleep. Almost, and the weirdest thing that you notice about her is that her eyes almost have patches on them, almost as if there's like a coat of some sort of sand. Like there's just sand in her sockets. It's very odd.
I did it. We did it.
Lilith, wait, were there more bodies?
There were more bodies,
Let's
so we
get
should go.
them.
But wait, but someone, I will go down.
No, we're all attached.
We can unattach ourselves. Someone should work on her while I go get the others.
Okay, I'll get.
I'm a
I've done all
big
my
person.
spells. It's
Yeah,
okay.
no,
I can't
no,
lesser
no, 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 no,
restoration her.
Yo, what? Okay.
I can't. It's second level. Oh wait, is it? I can cast lesser restoration.
Okay, so you're gonna do so?
Yeah.
Okay, you go over to Lilith, you cast Lesser Restoration. As you see, almost her eyes push through the sand and pop against the sockets as her eyes open up. Lilith, you're awake.
Hey!
And you have your eyes back.
I'm going down.
Okay.
You're getting home.
Give me a rope. Yeah.
Okay, I give it to you. I go down. I crawl. You're helping her. I go.
Oh, you're looking for more bodies?
Yes, more bodies.
Okay, can I just have you roll a perception check? Or strength? I'll have it be a strength, because I'll say that you're like kicking,
Let's try that.
you're almost
Let's go.
swimming, you're like
18.
breaststroking through the sand.
I used to be a swimmer. Oh, check. What is this for?
It can be an athletics check.
Oh, I think I have good athletics. Yes, 16.
16,
Where
okay.
was it? It was a 10.
Takes
yeah.
a little while, but you
Thank
see
God.
one large mound, and you suspect that might be somebody. You go over and you start to dig off all the sand, and before it, also in this kind of like stoic, almost like lifeless face, is Moira, just lying there.
Hiya!
But she also seems to be asleep of some sort, like much like Lilith.
I grab
Lesser
her.
restoration on her too.
Okay, you
I
go
bring
over.
her up. She's
You
doing
cast
that.
Lesser Restoration, Moira. You're awake, and you guys both are just awaking from that experience.
That was the last mound there.
Yeah.
What the fuck is happening?
Where's Rowan?
What the fuck is happening?
Do I find the hand anywhere?
The what?
Do I find a random hand floating around in the sand? Maybe I'm with my.
You look up at the sand going by and there's a hand, just a tiny hand waving.
I wish I could weld that back on.
As you guys are all waking
Okay.
up, what languages do you guys speak who have not been a part of the
Draconic.
Common?
Wish I did more. Can we find some more?
Yeah, I wish I could speak
Celestial.
celestial.
Demonic.
Okay.
In common.
All right. You guys don't know what the voice is saying.
So this is, we feel celestial, yes? Who is Rowan's god?
So you guys are all hearing this. You're like celestial and God.
I think Rowan has.
You just
No?
woken up from that too.
I'm going to, first of all, reach into my backpack and see if the hand is still there.
Okay, you take a moment. You reach in. It's still there.
Okay, thank God. I'm also going to find the sending stone and shout into it. Hello?
And where are you shouting to? Who has the other standing stone?
Gylon.
Gylon?
Yeah, because he's the only one that's how he speaks.
You scream into it. There's nothing. There's nothing on the other side. You don't know what's happening.
We're in some kind of a barrier.
Did you see anyone? Did you see anyone when you went?
Oh, my unicorn.
Yeah.
Your unicorn, the one that's dead,
We had a flashback. I had a flashback.
of
I had a flashback.
the person you
I
loved.
didn't have a flashback.
You didn't have a flashback. You did of
We
someone
had
you
to
love.
that Fauna.
You didn't.
I love.
Fauna, you didn't have a flashback.
No, did you get to talk to them?
No, I couldn't even see his face.
Maybe it's because you're a baby girl and you've never been. Well, you've been in love, but you haven't been in mutual. You haven't been in love. You know,
Well,
in love.
it may not even. Wait, who did you see?
Well,
Oh. Well, it might
But
not
yours
be
wasn't
like
romantic
romantic love.
and yours is romantic love. Oh, unicorns, really? This is something I did not know about you.
Did you dig into the
I
sand?
did. I just got covered in sand.
You saw your old, and you saw your old husband, boyfriend, animal friend. Not really.
It might not be a romantic kind
I
of
know, I'm
love.
trying
It
to
might just
figure
be
it
someone
out.
that you have a connection with.
Now, I say romantic, I don't say sexual.
Oh, okay. I thought for a
I'm-
second you were going there.
I'm concerned about why you haven't seen anyone.
Where is Rowan?
We need Rowan. Okay, so she is Her god, I remembered, is Sylvanas, the god of nature, one of the nature gods. Yes. And
It's a good memory.
I have really good eyesight, remember? So so does anyone know anything about this god?
I speak Sylvan?
Yeah, so do I.
Oh, you speak that.
It's not,
But it's not.
the whispering.
And yours not in something you know. Okay, so we managed to get all the rest of us. Do you do magic?
I need to eat something.
I have some.
Does anyone have locate person?
No.
Locate
As
object?
this is
locate
happening,
objects.
as you
What?
guys are,
Oh, yes.
I have locate objects.
as you guys are trying to strategize and you're talking, Rowan, you're building this castle still without with one hand, and it feels like it's been forever. Can I have you roll one more perception check?
Oh no.
One. Rowan, you suddenly, without even trying, you don't even know why, you begin to take your castle and you just begin to put it on yourself. One by one. You start to build this castle around you, these walls, this fortress. And then suddenly as you're building this castle, it takes a moment and you're just covered. And you just let it sit on you for a moment and it's just darkness. You wake up in a weird world, in a weird, strange place. Everything feels like it's turning. You feel sick a little bit, but then it stops. It's just almost a lightheadedness. And you look right and you look left. And
Hello?
you're standing on like the top of a hill or something. It's hard to see where you are, but it's scary. And the height is alarming and the sky is dark.
Do I have my hand? Is my hand still there?
You do not have your hand. But
Something changed.
you feel almost as if somehow you're standing in a place that you've known before. And the reason that you know this place is because you can suddenly feel this weight nearby you, like this sound, and you're like, wait a minute, I was once here. I know what this is. You look off into the distance in this hill area, familiar hill area, home. And you know this exact moment. This is when you came over the hill and you saw the Krampin destroying your hometown and everyone you loved. You go over the hill, you take a moment, you look to your right, you see a version of yourself almost walk nearby you and stand almost immediately to your right, to a point that is jarring. And as you even try to turn towards you, younger you, both-handed you, you try to even get close to it and you feel this barrier, this presence, almost as if you're not supposed to get closer, as if time is slowing. And you look out and you remember the cries of your town. You remember the burning village. You remember the scent. You remember the dark skies. You take a moment, you bend down, and you start to rock to the shouting, and suddenly you're surrounded by darkness once more. Suddenly, a mound appears. You guys are in the middle of talking and trying to figure out where Rowan is, and a mound appears. You have no idea what just happened, but there's a mound now.
What's in it?
Dig. You begin to dig.
Yes.
You begin to dig. You begin to dig. You find Rowan lying there, stone cold, asleep.
Does she have both hands?
No.
I can cast Lesser Restoration. Save so many spells.
You cast Lesser Restoration. This doesn't seem like a Lesser Restoration spell is going
On
to
the
help.
eyes.
Oh, on the eyes.
Oh,
Okay.
wait, correct.
I thought you were
No,
trying
not
to
that
grow
hand.
back the hand. I'm like,
I'm
that's
not powerful enough for that. I'm sorry.
lesser. So you take a moment, you put it on her face, the kind of crystals that had sealed her eyes shut open. She opens her eyes. Rowan, you're surrounded by your friends here, but you just came out of whatever that was.
Rowan,
I don't trust it. I don't trust it.
I'm all right.
I don't trust it.
Rowan,
No, Rowan, stop hitting. I hold her hands behind her back.
what happened to your hands?
Or her hand.
Did you put it into the cyclone? Did you touch it?
I see we're still in a cyclone. Don't touch it. Don't touch it.
I know.
Don't touch it.
I know. I put the javelin into that and it disappeared.
How long have we been
I
here?
put a staff.
We don't know. We don't know where we are.
Forever and never.
What's wrong?
What happened?
Did any of you see anything?
Yes.
Everyone but me says it.
Flashbacks.
Flashbacks of people.
Very
in the-
grateful.
I'm very concerned that she hasn't seen anything.
Have you never experienced anything traumatic?
My brother
she
died.
has.
My twin
Trauma.
brother died. I wasn't there, but he did.
But you
Did
didn't
you
see.
see a traumatic trauma?
Not a death necessarily.
But everyone else, it's safe to say it's
I
So,
saw the man I loved who died in front of me.
Of course.
Could I have you guys roll a group perception check as you hear something in
Dice
the distance?
Don't
F
speak
me
your
in the eight
language!
Perception?
Perception.
21.
Why do I never remember my things?
13.
19.
Oh, you
And what was yours, Rowan?
18.
18. That's pretty high. Good job. So, takes a moment, and as you guys are in the middle of talking about this, you feel like that shadow again. And this time, those who hadn't seen it before now experience or feel the shadow getting closer, a presence, through this kind of strange cylinder, and you hear a voice in your heads. In unison. You hear this. A minute could save a life. Let's take a 5-minute break.
What?
A minute.
Not
can
a
save
minute
life.
break to save our lives.
A 5-minute break.
Oh, I
If
can
that's
speak
good to
later.
go. We're cool with that. Stay tuned to see what happens
Yeah.
next, because
Go on a little break, it's a little warm.
y'all just experience some fun. Hey guys, what's up? We are back and continuing the story, this tale, this strange world of this desert-like sandstorm and this flashback kind of atmosphere. It's very odd, and you guys are finally reunited. You just got reunited, upon which you guys had heard a voice, and it feels so good. And you heard a voice in the distance, this kind of echoing voice that was inside of your own heads, even though you guys all look at each other the moment after you hear it, recognizing that you all had heard it unanimously. Once more, you hear that sound in the middle of this whirlwind. You hear, a minute could save a life.
Minute.
Could save a life.
I'm gonna shout after the voice, what the fuck does that mean?
You know what else could save a life is some food. Is there anything to eat around here?
Has
Hilariously
anyone
enough,
seen me hand?
Yes.
you don't feel hungry at all. Now, you want to eat.
Well,
but there's
that
no...
doesn't make sense with the story I've been telling this whole time.
Yes. But you feel like you could eat. You just don't feel like your stomach isn't growling or like you want to eat. It's odd here. It's like you have your senses about you, but you don't feel hungry.
So I feel like I should eat. It's time to eat.
Yeah, like you want to eat.
Time,
You like
but
to
I'm
eat.
not hungry.
Exactly. But you don't feel hunger.
I didn't feel anything when my hand came off.
Did it hurt?
Sorry about that.
No.
Wait, I'm gonna go over and I'm gonna pinch Dranishka.
Why are you pinching me?
You
I
feel
wanted to
you
see
feel
if
a
you could
pinch.
feel it. She said she.
You caused the pinch. The storm caused her. Oh, but I get it. I'm the toughest, so she pinched me. Is she bleeding? No, it's
Clean
clean
cut.
and like already closed.
Did you know that the bones overlaid like that?
We're gonna need to make a
Shouldn't
cover up
we
for that.
not?
Actually, I did.
Can I use
Like
my
moments.
divine sense on where she pointed?
What is the range?
I don't know.
I think it might be 60 feet, but
Probably.
as you figure out if you open up those divine senses, just let me know the range and then I can tell you.
Somebody else do something.
Okay, so she's.
I wish I could help, but I really have no powers when it comes to
A minute can
sand.
save a life. A minute could have saved all of our.
Well, what does that mean?
Well, it could have
Minute
saved
could save a
Walton's
life.
life. Maybe could it have saved a unicorn?
Rowan, can I
What?
tell you something?
Wait,
What?
why were you gasping? What?
Oh.
Oh, well, you were gasping that she deported. Did anyone else see someone dying in their vision?
No.
No, I saw my wedding day.
I just wanted to tell you, Rowan, that when I get strong enough, I'm gonna be able to grow back your hand for you. But first I have to do Gaimond's tongue, because I told him first. But then when that's done, I will grow back your hand. But I'm not strong enough yet, but I go work real hard, and one day I'm gonna be able to do it. That's all that I just wanted to ever so much. Don't touch me with it, it's really gross. I'm sorry, I'm sorry.
I'll touch your nut.
This is gonna be so much fun.
I'm not scared.
Thank you.
As you had all rolled that very high group perception check, not only did you see that shadow and hear that voice in your head, as you're talking, you guys all catch that very strange thing that Lala caught before, that actually this cyclone is almost perfectly distributed. And it's falling down, it's not going up. Now it's still a whip of a storm and chaos, and then there's a sound, the cyclone, but everything's falling down, it's not falling up.
I'm gonna use locate object on my javelin that I threw.
Okay, you take a moment, you cast locate object, you don't feel an object.
It was incinerated because everything that goes past the sand, you know?
Well, I was thinking that maybe if we went into it, it goes to another place. But it's more than 1,000 feet away from me, so
I think
does
that's
not
too
seem like a good
risky.
idea. Yeah, we're taking that straight off the board. Well, fuck.
In my vision,
What happened?
there were a lot of lives being lost, let's just say, for now. And I'm wondering if a minute can save a life, if we seem to be in the sands of time, if we can somehow prevent all these lives from being lost, but
No magic is that powerful. We have lost loved ones and they're not coming back.
They
But
could.
this is
No.
a celestial.
No.
Moira.
There's no way that my husband is coming back. I have accepted that and I have moved on.
I and my family too.
It's
And the
not
whole
going to happen.
Village.
We cannot reverse time.
What if we're in the sands of time, like
Well,
sands
it
of
may
the
not be the
hourglass,
sands of time.
so are the days of
That
our
might
lives.
be. That might be. I don't know.
Why haven't I seen Farron?
I don't know. That's why I'm concerned. Why
Did
would you be
you-
the only one that didn't have a vision?
What can we do to get out of here? Can we all go back down again together now that we've all...
I'd rather not.
Well, it brought me... See, I'm very strong.
Well, we all went down together last time.
And
we
I
found
brought you
guys.
all of you out.
With your
Oh, that's right, I
perception
found
check, you guys also catch now on the cusp of, after talking, it feels like it's in your head, but maybe it's everywhere. You hear a ticking sound,
Oh, shit. We
do
do need to figure this out.
like a clock
Yeah.
that's everywhere.
Yeah, we
And you hadn't noticed it before. You catch it now.
we're in these sands of time. And we need to
Do
figure
I
out how
still
to get
have
out.
my book? Or is that a different?
You have your book on you. You guys have your objects on, like your armor on you, the things that you generally carry on you.
I'm gonna okay, guys, stand back. I'm gonna open my book to the ceiling. Okay, it was scary last time, so I just do that.
Okay, I'm gonna need you to make let's have this be a dexterity check to see if you're able to open it. Remember how heavy it is and how hard it is to manage because of how powerful the beam is?
Oh, good.
So you're gonna have to aim for the sky and hope that it
Could
doesn't.
she let me do it?
It's like a
I think
water
she's probably very young and she's probably just doing this
I
impulsively.
can do it.
Is that okay?
Oh,
Do you want to make that
goodness.
choice?
Someone hold her.
Just make a just
Hold her
make
down,
it.
Dinesh.
Let's have this be an just a dexterity check to see if you can balance the book well on your head and just.
No, I can't balance it on my head. It's too heavy.
What did you roll?
I rolled a 4.
Okay, okay. With the modifiers too.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
a 2 plus 2.
Okay.
4. I tried
You
to-
forgot how powerful this beam is and how strong it is, and the moment you open it, it's like you feel that beam and light, but then you fall forward. I need everyone
Oh no,
to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh no. But you guys have has it been more than a minute with the guidance?
Yeah, it has been. Let's make a dex saving throw.
Am I gonna murder all?
Oh,
Everyone
no.
within 10 feet of me gets spell resistance, by the way. If this is a spell.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that maybe the two of you are.
12.
This is not
What
good
is it?
for
Dex
me.
saving throw?
Uh-huh.
Saving throw?
Yes. Dex
Oh,
saving
wait.
throw.
Don't I have
Sorry.
initiative on saving throws?
Do I add this?
I mean, advantage.
No, that's only
Saving
strength.
throw. It's under saving throw.
That's strength.
Not dex
Oh, no.
save.
20.
Jumping out of the way.
20. Good lord.
Guys, I got a 5.
I thought
No,
I was
6.
just seeing if I could balance it.
I got an 8.
Was trying to open it yet. I was trying to balance
At least it's us.
Said.
If we're gonna take damage, we can handle it.
Because of
it
how low that roll
disintegrates.
was. Had it rolled a little higher, you would have been able to keep it closed.
We're
That
gonna
was
pull a
pretty low.
TPK.
Okay.
I thought it was hard to open.
15?
Yeah.
It is pretty hard to open, but I think that with a 4, it probably like what?
Okay, Kelly.
We'll see. What did you roll?
15.
15?
8.
8? 20?
6.
6?
12.
12. And you're fine. You're fine. You're fine. Sorry. Thank you. Okay. 1 second.
Counting up your dice.
Yeah.
Oh, this is bad.
Oh, D&D.
Okay. So that's 35 points of radiant damage for those who had.
From her book?
Yeah. For those who had gotten underneath. What is your spell save DC? I think it's like 14.
14.
Yeah. So if you rolled above a 14, you take half of 35. So that would be.
What about the ones that are within 10 feet? Is this spell damage?
Yeah, you will take half no matter what.
Do I take half of half? Or do
No,
I
you would
take...
take
I
half.
rolled above a 15.
Yep. So you would take half of that
And
damage.
then I'm...
What about my aura?
Her.
Oh, and you get to give her
Spell
advantage.
resistance.
Me too.
Spell resistance. So yeah, we'll quarter it. We'll quarter it if it's spell
Oh,
resistance.
so do what? So I get.
So you...
But I still have
So
spell
35.
resistance. So 35.
It's within 10 feet of me.
I'm in 10 feet.
Is she within 10 feet of me?
Yeah.
No, I said these two are probably just within 10
so I
feet of
have
her.
35.
Yeah, 35 points and 35
Okay.
for Rowan.
I know.
unfortunately.
I'm out.
Okay.
Use my phone to do the math.
Okay, so what happens? So you get knocked out. You are just on the ground, like the moment you feel this energy go through you. And then you open your eyes.
So sick of opening my eyes. What do I see this time?
Rowan. What you see here, which you had never seen, and you don't know why you're here, and you don't understand it. But you're sitting in your family's kitchen, and the family is bustling around, but you're not there, and your parents look really young here. Like really, really, really young.
Mom?
And even as you say that, you can feel like your voice almost dissipates, and you can see that their faces, again, you can't see your parents' faces, but you can see their bodies, and you know where you are. And you hear them talking, you hear muffled voices, and you get a little bit closer, what you hear is some sort of discussion about how happy they are they just got engaged, and how they're excited they are to have a child. And you just...
They did have me out of wedlock, I knew it.
And you just smell this fantastic casserole that your father would always make with your mom.
Corned beef hash. Not with real beef, of course. Portobello hash.
And then you hear the conversation turn into this like lovely discussion, and you hear them talking about something, about their fear of bringing a child into the world, about how they want to protect you and take care of you, how afraid they are
I made it!
at being bad parents, how,
You were the best parents!
how worried they are they won't raise you well,
But you did so good.
and how they hope when they bring something into the world as delicate and beautiful as a child, that they'll be able to raise it, and it will be able to live its life and spread its wings in
Burst into
all the
tears.
ways that it possibly could. And you just hear this discussion you never heard before, a discussion you never even knew they had, but you're witnessing this intimate moment. One of them kind of playfully schlots some of the casserole in the other's face, and they have a little bit of a food fight, and then they eat it.
And I know you played with your food!
Takes a moment as you feel this whole scene just kind of fade for a moment.
No.
You guys see and you guys watch as Rowan's body turns to ash, like sand, and just disappears.
No.
What?
What is happening? No. What is
I was joking when I said something about a TPK.
What's a TPK?
Can I? Oh no, we can't. I just used all my spells.
What
It's
is
a total
TPK?
party kill.
Total party kill?
Yes.
No, Rowan's not dead.
Wait, so are we at her
Rowan's
house
not
with
dead.
her?
This isn't
No.
real. This is
We're in the
fine.
sand
We're
place.
watching.
Well,
We
you
just
just saw, what you saw was this like radiant beam of energy hit her, enough that you could probably bring her back at least, but then you see her body dissipate into like
I got
sand.
hit by the book
You got hit by the
Did I
book light,
just kill
and it turned
Rowan?
into sand.
This can
Fauna.
be real.
Did you just
Way to
kill?
go.
No! Don't do that!
No.
Keep the book closed. We are not going to use the book until it's dire.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's
It's
fine.
okay. We'll figure it out.
Live.
We'll figure it out. Listen. Stop. This is not the time. Stop. This is not the time. Our friend just died.
No, she's not. She's not.
Hey, stop. This is not the time to argue. If Rowan is gone, then we have to find a way out of here, and if she's not, maybe we can find her later. I have no spells. I'm not able to locate object to find her if she is somewhere else. But we need to
I
keep
can
going.
locate objects.
See if you can find her. Try and find her tavern or something.
What is going on? This is too dramatic for a dragon.
I don't like this place. Wait, no.
I need a
Never
booze.
mind. I
Where's
don't
my
have
flask?
that spell.
I take out my flask and I start drinking. Lilith,
Yes, please.
go for it.
I kind of want to die.
Not that I believe in that.
No, you just.
No, little one, you do not die.
Hold on. I'm going, can I try to locate the shadow that we keep seeing?
Okay, roll a perception check. Actually, let's have those who are not Rowan roll a perception check very quickly.
My dice betray me. I don't know.
No, that's bad. That's bad.
No!
All of it. You're going to go sit over here.
21.
Perception.
Okay?
I'm also gonna pray to Lathander more.
Eight.
Okay, you take a moment, you pray.
8.
Yes? 8? Okay, you guys are having a little trouble focusing on the intensity. You guys just want to drink. And Moira, you're just trying to figure out how to handle this. As you are praying, you take a moment and you go over to where Rowan's body was. And you just pray and you pray and you pray over it. And you open your eyes. and you look at it, and what's weird for a moment, and you catch this, is that there's like an imprint of her body. But like, there's no body, it's just she became sand, as if there's weight there.
Like she's still
Like
lying there.
almost as if she fell through into the sand somehow and became sand. You look up and you catch the shadow moving. So quick and far away in the distance, you see that shadow, that looming shadow.
I'm going to try and cast silence on that shadow.
Okay.
I believe the range is 120 feet.
Yes, and is it on a particular area or is it on a creature? I believe silence might be within a bubble of an area.
It is a it's a 20-foot radius sphere on a point that I choose within range, and range I believe is 120.
It is 120 feet.
Okay, so you would have to wait till it gets 120 feet nearby you. Okay.
I'm gonna start burrowing where Rowan disappeared.
So it's like a 20-foot radius sphere that you can't move that just is a bubble of sound. So if it passes through it as it flies, it would be in silence for a moment and then out of silence. Is that what you want? I'm just making sure you know that because it's a flying creature.
I'm
this is.
doing my best.
Okay.
I'm just gonna cast it at wherever
Okay.
I think the shadow is. I'm aiming at the shadow.
Okay, you aim at the shadow, you point up, you cast the sphere in front. The moment that you can see it, or at least get an idea where the shadow is, you cast it in the general direction. You see the shadow push through where you think you might have thrown it. And you just hear that again. A minute could save a life.
What does that mean?
Does anyone have ability with time?
No.
Does
There's no
anyone
such
have a
thing.
clock?
I'm burrowing to try to find Rowan.
I don't know how to get
Okay. You're digging. There's nothing in the sand.
I killed her. I killed her. I killed
This
her.
could all be.
in our heads.
It could be
Dreams.
just a weird shared
Hallucination.
or someone is messing with us, and we had. How did we get here? You know when they say, if you think you're dreaming, you have to try and remember how you got here, right? You
How
have
did
to
we
retrace,
get here?
How did we get here? Do you know how we got here?
I don't know how we got here.
Where were we before this? We were in the...
While they're talking, I'm
While
going
they're-
to sit in front of where Rowan's body was, and I'm going to pray to Helm and focus on her for a minute.
Okay. You focus on where the body was.
Let's all do that for a minute, an
pray for a
exact minute.
You focus to Helm.
All of us.
The minute passes. Roll a percentile die for Helm. Just as you're praying.
Come on, buddy. 38.
38. Take a moment. You pray. You feel this like pain go through your body as you feel your body slowly dissolve, and you guys are all watching.
No,
her
no, no,
hands
no, no, no.
As her
No.
body begins to turn into sand, as she just starts to fall down.
Okay.
Oh my god. This is the worst place ever.
As soon as I see Moira turn into sand, I'm gonna dive into the sand pile that she just turned into.
Okay, you dive into it. Take a moment, you shuffle in it. You're out. Moira, your eyes adjust. And for a moment, you're not certain where you are. But you swear that you're hearing voices that you know, voices of your parents from a long time ago. You're young. They're pretty boisterous. And they're in the middle of a very large battle. A battle that they once told you about when you were very young. The battle that helped save and defend your homeland. You got your name after this battle. And in this echoes and the fight and in the storm, the chaos of the scene, though you know that you can't understand who these people are or what they are, you know your parents are in the center somewhere. You can hear them. You call and you're just looking, you're climbing through. And as you get close to them, your hand almost stops. But you see a shared smile, shared look, as they look back out and begin to just slice down the foes. And your vision kind of gets crowded as more and more people join the battlefield. And you try to push through and get close to them, and then darkness just consumes once more. Okay. So the four of you guys are still standing in this sand of
I'm
time.
gonna pray to Farron now.
I don't know what the hell is going on.
I'm gonna pray to
I
my
don't know what to
brother.
do.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say, Farron, If I
got
can
another
kill
one.
Rowan, take care of her. And can you help us get out of here?
I've got no powers in this world.
As you do so, you feel close. You feel like your god is trying to say something to you, but you can't understand what it is right now. It feels like it's distant. It feels protected. It feels like whatever you guys are in, there's some reason you cannot escape it. Rowan and Moira, the two of you guys almost simultaneously wake up. Just the two of you now in the similar situation. You don't understand where you are. However, can I have you both roll a perception check? You still are missing your hand, but you're okay.
I'm hugging her right now.
Yes.
Well,
But we don't know
I'm gonna
her
hug her
No.
and look over her shoulder.
One.
No.
One.
That's a 7.
9.
That's a 7.
Oh, 7
No.
plus.
Okay. You don't know what's happening. The only thing you notice is that as you're trying to climb to one another, for some reason the sand won't leave. You guys can't get the sand like above your knees. Like the sand is constantly at your knees right now. Like you were standing fine on it, but suddenly it's on your knees right now.
I feel like we're in an hourglass that's perhaps a minute, but it's eternal.
I do too.
So how do you break? Oh,
What?
I'm not there.
Is it going up further, or is it just at the knees?
Currently, it's just at your knees.
I put me good hand down and try to feel if I can feel the base.
You can't.
What are we
odd.
standing on then?
Yeah.
I have no idea what to do.
I feel reckless. Perhaps I should call lightning and strike it outwards
We might die
from
again.
the sandstorm.
We might die again.
If lightning. Oh, I'm not there.
How did I do
Again, I'm
that?
not there.
All right. Do you have any magics?
I mean, I have, like, my divine sense I could use again. I don't think I can call a steed.
Try calling a steed. Try calling one of those Arabian horses.
I don't think I can.
You know,
What level is it?
all right. I'm gonna try something.
Yes. What are you gonna try?
I'm gonna turn into a scorpion and see if I can crawl down through the sand. Or perhaps I should turn into a snake and leave my tail behind here so you can hang on to it. Would you like to come with?
Yes.
I feel like we shouldn't lose each other.
Yes. No, certainly not. I want to stay with you. I don't know where else we can go, because every time we try and dig, we just end up in the same place. Everything we've done has been circuitous. We've ended up in the same place.
As you guys are continuing to try to brainstorm this, you guys are talking about this. Let's go back to the four of you.
We're getting drunk.
You're getting drunk.
I'm already.
I'm much bigger than you, so I'm not as bad.
What did Moira just do before she turned?
What happened to
She
Moira?
prayed to her god.
Can I have you make a dex saving throw? Can I have you make a dex saving throw? Lilith and Dranishka?
No.
12?
18.
18, you're fine. Can I have you make a constitution saving throw?
Come on, Big Daddy. I hit her. It's a 20.
Nat 20.
20? Okay. For some reason, when you try to drink this, you're fine, Dranishka.
Yeah.
But you feel it too. The liquid is moving, and it's trying to clog your throat. It's trying to strangle you or something. It's trying to kill you. As it takes a moment, and you and you cough it out, and it turns into sand.
No more for you.
Ugh. That's disgusting. This is my worst nightmare. I used to have dreams about eating sand all the time.
I'm gonna cast
Do you
healing
say
word.
that out loud?
Yes.
Sand, as you begin to say that, starts to pour into your mouth. Like as you
Come
say,
on.
I used to have dreams about eating sand.
This
It
is a
almost
dream.
reverses, and the sand starts to go into your mouth, and you can't stop it. And you're like, you fall backward, you start to crawl. As you guys are all watching the sand go into Moira's mouth, and it would just go, and it would go. Oh, sorry, not Moira. Lilith's mouth. I was looking at this picture.
Not me,
And it just
not
keeps
me.
going, Lilith, and it keeps going, and it keeps going. Suddenly, you're choking, and your eyes bulge, and you just turn into sand.
Bye, bitches.
I just killed her with my alcohol. Okay, she said, what did she say? She said she dreamt of things. Okay, I even remember
But
this.
I said dreams earlier. Nothing happened. I
But
don't
did you
know
say
what
what
this
you had
is.
dreamt? No, don't say what you dreamed. Don't say it.
So, Lilith, as you had just been strangled by a nightmare or a dream that you once had, you wake up, at least body and shape and spirit of some sort. And you're actually not in an area you recognize. You're not in the Underdark right now. You're somewhere else. And as a tiefling, even your eyesight takes a moment and you have to adjust to this. But someone's having a conversation and you can't see who it is behind a closed door. Some sort of almost drapery pulled in front. And you hear them talking about you. A child that's going to have to be brought back. And how they need to protect you. Because your family won't. And you hear this discussion about the Underdark and this horrific world and these destructive humans and how this girl will be raised and how she will want to escape it and how they have to assist her on that. And you go and you try to pull back the cover and you can't. And then slowly the whiteness of the light consumes and you can't see anymore. Lilith, you wake up in the sand. You are next to Moira and to Rowan.
Lilith! What the fuck?
Oh, this is gonna be over.
This is the last vacation I've ever had. What happened to you? Why are you here now? What happened to you? Did you
Dare we speak of it?
I wasn't there, so you couldn't get moonbeamed. Did you die? What happened?
I turned into sand. I was drinking out what I thought was some brandy, but then it choked me. It became sand, it choked me, and then all of the sand around me started filling in my lungs. And then I turned into sand, and then I found some people talking about me, maybe me, saying that they had to send someone back to save me. They're going to raise someone.
Wait, did you get another flashback before you woke up?
But it was a flashback to before I even really existed.
Me too. My flashback was my parents on the battlefield.
Did you exist?
And my
Flashback? Were you born yet?
I don't. Well, yes.
What the
All right, so clearly we're going through layers of time with each new opening your eyes.
Can we just close our eyes forever?
Okay, we're not there yet.
For some
Don't
deadly
despair,
night
sweetheart.
shifts.
We're not there yet.
So, as this conversation is going on, the three of you just saw Lilith get choked by sand.
And she disappeared into dust.
Yeah, she became that dust.
I'm not drinking this anymore.
Yeah, put that away. Janishka, I'm gonna cast Healing Word on you since
Okay.
I got you with the book.
Oh, thanks.
You're welcome.
How much do I get back?
Let me.
As you cast Healing Word, it tears into your skin, and it does the opposite effect.
Oh God, 8. Nope. Goodbye.
8. She strips you of 8 hit points.
I'm still okay.
That didn't help.
And it was weird because you cast this healing energy, and you were expecting it to affect her correctly, but you actually, as you touched her arm, accidentally started to tear off more of her flesh as you take your hand away.
Oh no.
Oh, this is.
You took my scales, my beautiful scales.
This is honestly.
Okay. New theory. What if we try to sleep? We reverse it. So if you try to sleep, maybe you wake up.
Okay,
I mean, what else are we going to do?
let's try to lie here and sleep.
Does anything happen if the shadow goes through my silence again?
It seems to have avoided it after you have cast it. Whatever this creature is, it's aware after it had passed through, but it had echoed to you.
Or
Then it can save a life.
if I have my great axe and I swing it wildly when this thing flies through, if you tell me when.
Well,
It's
you
so
saw what
far
happened
away.
to
It won't reach it.
everything that goes inside of the outside. Just
No, in the tunnel. I do it in the tunnel.
It's outside.
It doesn't come in. I mean,
Lala, can I have you make a dex saving throw?
She's good. Why?
Let's see.
18.
18, okay. Takes a moment. you suddenly feel like the cyclone is trying to pull you away, like it's getting more vicious or it's getting more intense, as you can feel your heart almost come to your throat at the sensation of going closer to that cyclone. You just fly away enough, but there's a pull right now.
Grab Dranishka.
Okay, you can barely, but you see like Lala almost holding on to you for dear life as if the cyclone's, but you guys, you don't feel anything, but you just see her starting to get dragged and pulled away.
Dranishka, hold me.
Oh no. I have her, I hold her.
Okay, you hold her.
And she's not going anywhere.
She's not going anywhere, but it looks like somebody's trying to pull her away.
You're not going in, I have you.
Don't let her go. I hate this.
Dranishka,
Oh no.
can I have you make a strength check?
You're very strong.
I'm very strong. I don't know which one of these to roll because they all suck. My big dragon titas. 18.
Okay, you're very strong. You didn't realize how strong you are as you hold on to Lala and you grasp and you push so hard that you, and she just turns into dust in your hands.
No!
And I start panicking.
Dranishka.
I love my big hands, but now they just do harm. I can't.
Dranishka, take my hands.
Oh no. I should not touch you. Don't touch me. I don't know.
Should we jump into the cyclone?
Kill ourselves?
And oh God, why we're stuck in her in hell?
Yeah, but Rowan lost the hand and she's still alive. So if we go there, we just incinerate ourselves. They're going. We don't know. They could be on the other side.
Okay, let's. All right. Well, then what should we do? I don't like this land.
Let's try to.
So Lala, as you dissipate, as you can feel everything turning into sand, as Dranishka tries to hold you and your body falls, you are suddenly at a loud party of some sort. It's chattering. There's something really fun happening, and it takes a moment, and you've never been here before. You have no idea where you are, but you are surrounded by hundreds of pixies. You have no idea where this place is, in all these tiny huts in this small forest, all these glistening orbs all around you. But you take a moment, you kind of fly towards the center and you sit in the middle of the party and you look around, no faces seen. But you catch a very young couple that almost time in itself in this whole situation is trying to focus you on. It's trying to pull you towards them. And it takes a moment, you sit, and you look, and you can overhear them giggling, and they're laughing, and they're in love. And you take a look, and you take a moment and look at this girl, and she's pregnant, she's with child. Whoever this pixie girl is. And you overhear them talking about how excited they are to bring a new baby into the world, what they want to name it. They have a feeling it's going to be a girl. And then you just hear something in the distance, some sort of sound, and you hear screaming, and then the vision fades. Lala pops out.
Grab her immediately.
It's okay. We're not dead. It's fine.
Did you have an in vitro
Unfortunately.
hallucination?
That's a good way to put it.
I guess I saw a pixie, and the pixie would
It was probably pregnant with you.
Was your mother?
I don't know. I don't know.
We've all seen our parents, in a sense. So we're seeing our loved ones, and then we're seeing our parents.
If we keep going back and back, where were we before we existed?
Well, every vision has had to do with us and someone that we loved
And lost.
and lost. Well, no, my parents are still alive.
I don't love my parents.
Then we're all over the board. But it all has to do with us. Our conception, the people that we've loved and lost, big bullet points in our lives.
You guys hear it louder in your heads, the four of you now, right? A minute could save a life. Now it feels even louder.
What does that mean?
Why is it
Riddles are
haunting
unhelpful.
us?
Sylvanus! I'm screaming at me.
Do you really?
Yes.
Okay, roll a percentile die to see if he can hear you.
Yeah.
Forsaken.
15. No, wait. 10.
Yeah, 15.
15. Okay. Unfortunately, you feel like something's trying to somehow shatter through some barrier. You feel like a vibration almost go through you, Rowan. But that's it. Like you can't quite access it beyond that. But you feel this like this call out. But the call out of wherever your god is and trying to speak to you, it's muffled. And there's this like there's distortion in the noise.
I'd like to make a religion check. I felt something when I prayed just now. I'd like to see maybe this is some sort of religious experience or some sort of psychological puzzle. Not 20.
Jeez. Okay.
Oh, figure it out, please.
Please, Rowan. The only thing that makes sense in this is that you're not feeling, and you're recognizing this now. You're not feeling hunger or pain, so you don't know if what you are, what this is even real. But you know that what you're experiencing is real. You think you might be in a plane, and religiously, this could be some sort of religious plane. However, you don't think this is religious. You think this is like a plane that is created or crafted or something, some sort of puzzle that was created by some sort of code. And you take a moment just praying and focusing